Good morning and welcome. This session will be hosted in English and Arabic. If you're joining us in Opera House Qatar, please make sure you have a headset if you wish to follow this session in Arabic. If you're joining us on Zoom, please select the English channel through the interpretation language for your preferred interpretation. If you're joining us on YouTube, this session is only available in English. And now, we introduce you our moderator for this session, Fatma Hassan Al-Meihi, Chief Executive Director of the Doha Film Institute and Festival Director of Ajyal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to see you all here at the 9th edition of Ajyal Film Festival. I hope you've been enjoying your films and all the activities that we planned for. I see shaking heads, so I think you're enjoying. Happy to hear that. Welcome to our third spotlight of Ajyal this year. Our guests of this spotlights are new talents to the industry, but nonetheless, they've become very big talents in the industry. They've dived into a journey of difficult, emotional, challenging, but fun, diverse, and a new experience. They were casted in the most successful series in the region, Al-Rawabi School for Girls. Please help me welcome on stage Andria Tayeh and Noor Taher. Welcome. How are you?
We're good.
Good.
How are you?
Good. Thank you. I'm so happy to have you here with us. Take your mic. As you can see, everyone is so excited to see you, and we have audiences here and online.
It's so exciting. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
We're going to start with a small video that we prepared about your journeys.
All right.
أنا اسمي أندريا طايع بلعب دور مريم بمدرسة روابط البنات. أنا نور طاهر بلعب دور ليان بمدرسة روابط البنات. المدرسة كانت مكاني المفضل والكل بيعرفها مني. كان عندي صحبات كتير. كانت الحياة حلوة. ليش عدوا البنات يشتغلون على الدرس؟ وشفت كل حال نتحكم فينا كأنه حسابات مصر. لأني عم بوصل شخصية مريم وعم بحس إني عم بوصل عم بروي قصة مريم، قصة وحدة عمرها 17 سنة she's getting bullied، وأنا عم باخد تجارب من حياتي وعم بزيدها لشخصية مريم. في فئة عمرية خاصة البنات ما عم بنحكي عنها، ما عم بنعرف قصصهم. أنا ما شفت أي مسلسل بيدخل بحياة البنات بهاي الطريقة. digs deep يعني بيدخل على حياتهم الخاصة كل الأشياء اللي عادة ما بحب الناس يحكوا فيها out loud. أنا كنور I can't say that I was bullied and I can't say that I was the bully girl, but I did a bit of both if we're being honest, and I tried to put myself in the shoes of the person that I'm bullying and try to perform in a way that would make the person feel like I felt when I was being bullied. هذا المسلسل بالنسبة لي كمان للأهل كثير مهم الأهل يعرفوا الفجوة اللي بيعملوها بينهم وبين بناتهم الحوار. هاي الفجوة اللي البنات مو قادرين يحكوا مع أهاليهم لما يصير عندهم مشكلة، لما حدا يبتزهم أو إشي لأنه أهلهم بحكي لهم من كل إشي. نحن فتيات الوابي نحن القمم الخالقات فتيات الوابي في الآفاق لم يموت.
I have to say this song stuck in my head for a long time after the series, I finished the series, but also your performances and the subject matter and everything in it has stuck in my mind, especially as a mother. We'll dive into all of this, but first, as I said at the introduction, you're new talents in the industry. So I want to know who's Noor, who's Andria? I think we all want to know.
You want to start first? Sure.
My name is Noor Taher. I've been acting ever since I was 4. I had a passion for acting for as long as I can remember. luckily, my performing arts teacher at school was also a casting director, so she put me in the film industry pretty young, and I was basically raised on sets. And until Rawabi, I never really had my big thing. And yeah, that's me.
To me, Rawabi was the first time I'm on camera. I used to act in school plays, and I actually took literature performance course in IB. Okay. But Rawabi, it was my first time acting on camera, and that's where I met the girls and everyone else.
So when you started the Rawabi together, you were still in school. How old
Yes.
were you when you started?
I was 17. I was actually doing my international baccalaureate exams, and I was auditioning at the time. But to Noor,
We just graduated.
yeah, I still didn't graduate. I was auditioning, and I was 12th grade. I was a senior at that time. Yeah.
I'm 2 years older, so I was done with school. I was acting at the time, and yeah, it was easier for me. You had exams. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry for you.
I mean, this is something all of our jurors experience during the festival because it's usually exam times. So we all understand how difficult it is to do something while you have to study also. But tell us about your journey. I know that you didn't know each other before Rawabi, and you met in auditioning. You've seen each other, and then you've created amazing bond that we want to talk about. But how did it happen that you were even auditioning? Where did you hear about it? Tell us the story.
To me, I received an email from Tailbox Company, the one that does all the auditioning, and they told me there's a project they're working on. If you want to come audition, then come. I was like, I went there and I auditioned.
Did you audition for Maryam?
No, I auditioned for Dina.
Okay.
I auditioned like 10 times for Dina. I did like 10 auditions for Dina. And then I met the producer, Tima, and we talked a little bit. I opened up to her. I told her what I've been through in school, and she told me, you know what? I want you to audition for Maryam. We went to the auditioning room, and I auditioned for Maryam, and she started crying. I was like, oh, well. Is this a good sign or a bad sign? I didn't know. And then after 2 weeks, I was in Lebanon. My sister was graduating at that time. I received a call at like 10:07 a.m., 7 minutes a.m. They told me
exactly.
literally. I was like, no, who's calling? So I was like, hello. They told me, hi. So it's Didian from Tailbox. I was like, oh, hi. How's everything? She told me, you got the role of Maryam. I was like, oh, what? Maryam? No way. I didn't believe my eyes. I was like, no way. Maryam from the first audition. And that's where Noor texted me and asked me if I got the role. And I was like, yeah, I'm Maryam. And she said, oh, I'm Layan. I was like, we're the main characters.
Did you audition for Layan? No.
So I saw the casting call on Instagram, and it only said, we need a girl that looks 18. So at the time, I was 19, so I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. That seems reasonable. I went in for an audition. I didn't know any of the names at first. And then they put me in for other characters. And then they were like, let's try something. And they're like, this is Layan. Go ahead. And I did. And for 3 long months, I was auditioning. We had callbacks every week, every 2 weeks. And that's where I met Andrea. I actually met her in the audition room. We were waiting there. And funny story, I actually never said this to anyone in public.
We like the scoops here.
Yeah. You guys are pretty convincing.
Spill the tea.
So as soon as I saw Andrea, I was like, I know this girl. Turns out, 2 weeks before, a friend of mine, we were eating together, and he's like, look at this girl, she's pretty. And I'm like, out of your league, bro. And then I saw her, and I'm like, hi, I'm Noor. And she's like, I'm Andrea. And I'm like, I know. And then every time we had an audition, we would kind of text each other like, good luck. We didn't really know each other well. We were just like, good luck, good luck. And then when I got the call, I think it was 9 a.m. for me, and I'm not a morning person at all. So
And we got you here at 10:30.
Oh.
That's, I think, early.
I'm fine. So they called me at 9, and I was like, okay, another audition, fine. And I'm like, hello. And they're like, hey, you're on speaker. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, we were arguing, like, who should tell you? And I'm like, tell me what? And they're like, Mabruk, you're Layan. And I just went silent. I just went silent. They're like, hello? And I just screamed so loud. And I was like, thank you so much. Oh my God. And then I went out to like my living room and no one was home. So I told my dog. And he got excited. So yeah, that was it. That's how we got the roles.
That's great. And then... And then you started shooting, and from what I learned is that the set has a lot of women crew working around you, and of course, the director team is there. And I want to talk about the environment of the shooting, the bond that you created together, the actual environment that was created for you. Were you comfortable? Were you shy? All of the things, you know, that we hear now around the world and changing for the better. How was it here for you in the region?
To me, because I was in a toxic environment, so after I finished school and everything, I met these people. They actually loved me for who I am, and that's what I liked about them. And after that, we had this strong bond and strong relationship, me and the crew and me and the girls. And before every scene, I used to talk to Noor, open up to her, not just Noor, Tima also.
We would cry a lot together.
Yeah, we have
We
this
were the
thing,
crybabies on set.
literally,
All the time.
every scene.
What got you to that? Is it the subject matter? Is it the scenes that you have to do? What is it? Is it the experiences that you're drawing? And
Yes, it's because I went through what Maryam went through, من ناحية bullying, so I can relate to everything Maryam went through. Not the physical bullying, but more of the verbal bullying.
Yeah.
So I still didn't move on from all of what I went
The
through.
wounds were not healed
Yes,
yet.
exactly.
Yeah. So this was kind of a therapy for you.
Yes, exactly. And I was actually, I was narrating my story, Andria's story, through Maryam. And it was actually amazing. I really like that we highlighted a lot of important issues that we're facing nowadays. Teenagers, adolescents, everyone, literally. From cyberbullying, bullying, the gap between the parents and the children, and much more issues.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you know?
So I think the best part about working with a team, crew and cast that's mostly women is that I feel like every crew member related to at least one of the issues with one of the characters on the show. And every single crew member put their heart and soul into the project, and you can see that they related so much that we were also telling their stories, not just ours, not just the audience. So it was a really safe environment. It was all very positive, very friendly. I think we were all this one big family. We had to live with each other for 2 weeks. And we all got along very perfectly. We had a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I post a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and they were always really fun. Like, being on set was always a blast, whether it was 4 a.m. or in the morning. Early in the morning, I had fun. I really did. We always had a blast.
That's great. It's really fantastic to see that this type of experience exists in the region, and I hope it will be replicated in many ways on different series also and films. Going back to the subject matter, and you talked, Andrea, about how you came from that environment, that is toxic environment. Bullying is a serious issue that everywhere in the world we have to deal with. And a lot of people don't know that bullying is not just hitting or verbal. There's so many ways you can bully. Anything that can hurt someone else in front of you means bullying. And as a mother, I have to go through these issues also with my kids and how to explain it, and if they go through it. It's really difficult to find a solution because you're always accusing someone, there's no evidence. And if you want to talk to us about your experience, and I know the series for you was therapeutic, but what do you advise other children and other youth in that age? How should they deal with it?
Sorry, my bad. To me, when I got bullied, I didn't open up to my parents. Although my mom, she was like really supportive, she was really open-minded, we really had this strong relationship. But I didn't feel, I was like, well, I'll get through this. It's like, how do I say it? It's more of a, something, it's like a,
It's just a phase.
yeah, it's a phase.
It's important that girls support other girls.
I think also the gap between parents and their kids and not being able to converse and talk and open up to them, it is something that is built up over the years. It's not something that you can break at once. You have to teach yourself and your kids to be able to talk to each other about sensitive topics. And also you've touched on the series on blackmail and the dangers of that and how it can affect anyone, not just women. I think at this point I want to start the Q&A, and we see a lot of hands, so we'll probably start with someone in the theater. So please introduce yourself and where you're from.
Hi, my name is Abdurrahman Mahi. I'm from Egypt.
Hi.
I really like the show a lot because you can really see the diversity behind the camera and how important it is. And I think it touched a lot on intersectionality and how, just because you know something about someone doesn't mean you can use it. Especially we see this from the consequence of what happens to Layan in the end. And I had a question for Noor, and I hope it's not intrusive, but how does it feel being the face of bullying on the internet, especially when the show boomed in this crazy way? And especially in the internet, in this age, there's a lot of anonymity and people feel like they can say whatever they want, right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are right, they say whatever they want. Ironically, the bully of the show got a lot of bullying off screen after the show came out. It was always fun on set to joke around with Andrea, haha, whatever. But it was always just, I always had to remind myself that I am telling a story, and something that we wanted to highlight and get into ever since we posted the teaser, I think, was not everything you see is the truth. And that is exactly Layan's character, because you get to see throughout the episodes that she does have a sensitive side, and there is a reason as to why she is the way she is. And I was happy to be able to tell a story. I hope some girls can relate. I hope some girls can, again, give the benefit of the doubt and just be kind, as simple as that.
Another question from the theater?
Hello. Wait, can you hear me? Okay. Hello, my name is Sam. I'm from Colombia. I know, Noor, you got a negative reaction from the people after you were portrayed as a bully, but I want to know from both of you, did you get any, did you face any backlash from the controversial topics that were portrayed in the show? And if so, how did you deal with the backlash? Thank you.
Well, we had.
Yes.
Oh. Yes. We had some meetings with the Netflix. Them asking us about our mental health and how's our mental health after the show, the backlash, everything. And in every meeting, we used to open up to each other and help each other go through this, because to me it was new. Like all this, I was overwhelmed with, love and support, but I received a lot of hate and bullying online, cyberbullying. So we used to open up to each other in every meeting, and Netflix even provided us with a therapist to talk to, and maybe they could help us with everything we're going through after the Wabi.
I would say yes. A lot of the issues that we talked about on the show are issues that are silenced nowadays, unfortunately. And, you know, we expected this reaction because these people, they want these subjects to be silenced. But this was the point of the show. We wanted to raise awareness. We wanted to bring light to really important topics. And I think we did that. So.
Let's take a question from Zoom. Sorry, guys, we'll come back to you. Okay, let's take another question from the theater.
Just like this?
Okay, in the back, please your name and where you're from.
Okay, I'm Amani from Qatar. Hi. I want to ask Noor if she died.
I was going to ask that question.
And one more question for Andrea. At the end, you did your revenge. Do you suggest people to do the revenge or act as good as they are?
No. What Maryam did, I'm not on Maryam's team, by the way. What Maryam did was wrong, but I do understand why she did that, because she didn't have anyone to take advantage of.
He was my first crush, and I was so into acting at the time even, that I was like, oh my God, I love playing the villain. There's just something about being a villain, you know, there's just so complex. There's always a hidden element to them. There's always a reason as to why they are the way they are, and that's why I love him.
You want me to choose?
Hi, my name is Aditya. I'm from India.
Hi.
I just wanted to say I'm so happy for you that you were able to get over your bullying and move away from the toxic mentality, and the show really helped. I'm still Team Layan to the very end though. I loved her development in the very end, like to show her certain character aspects. Now, what do you guys want to do next? Like, are there any roles that you want to take on, or any issues you want to push on with? Like, what's next for Andrea?
To me, there are some projects I'm looking at, and I mean, it's a bit confidential, probably, you know. Let me surprise you in the future. Yeah, I mean, that's it.
But are there certain things that you wish to do and you want to highlight? Not the confidential things, but things that you think that you want to do. Roles that you want to do.
I want to be in an action movie. Okay. For some reason, I love action movies or sci-fi movies, thriller, horror.
We should take her to gig them.
Definitely, I would love to be in a horror movie or fantasy. I don't know, some kind of creature or something.
Yes.
I find that really cool. I would love to do that. But I think all we have to say is stay tuned. Yes.
Over here.
Hi.
I'm a fan. Hi. I wanted to say that there was a common trend that went on throughout the series is that continuously failed her, you're obsessed with Layan, do you want to be her, and here's some pills, get over it, you know? I feel like for teenagers that have bold parents that actually get them to go to therapy and to have a therapist that bad and the therapist failing them, what would you...
Hi, my name is Lafan Hassan.
Hi.
I'm from Palestine. So I wanted to say you both did amazing. Congratulations, whether this was the first endeavor or from many that you've done before. So one of the main themes that I felt was corruption, you know, like how the principal, like she basically just kept things on the down low because she had connections, you know. And I think it's also the reason why sometimes shows like this get backlash in the Arab world. It's because we don't want to admit that there's some things that are just not right. So my question to you is, what do you think is the right direction to making sure that we kind of fight against that I don't want to be wrong, you know? So what do you think?
I think it's a huge issue in everywhere, really, in any workplace, in any school, anywhere. Wasta. I just ran to her and we just started like sobbing and like, oh my God, I can't believe we did this. It's 2 years in the making, and we just couldn't believe that we finally did it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a nice moment. Everyone was quite annoyed with us that day. They're like, oh my God, stop. We didn't really care. Kept going.
كنتي بتتمني أكثر أهل مريم يتصرفوا? In what way could they've been more supportive?
The first
Since إنه أهل ليان مثلا كانوا واسطة.
To trust her, to be honest. Mariam's mother didn't believe her. Mariam needed her mother the most was the meeting scene. But Mariam's mother didn't believe her. She left her all alone. She went against her own daughter, and that's what actually broke Mariam into pieces, you know. And Mariam had to pick these pieces all alone. No friends, no family. No one was there for her, you know. She was all alone. What I would do is actually believe my daughter. That's the first thing I would do. Support her. Let her know that I'm always there for her, and I'll always believe her if she needs anything.
Yeah, it does get a bit high-pitched. I have to look at you and really hate you.
يلا.
Hey, stop it.
Action.
إذا مرة تانية بتفكري توقفي بوجهي راح أدمرك. حتى لو هذا آخر إشي بعمله بحياتي.
Well, that's a great note to close the session with. Thank you, Noor. Thank you, Andrea. It was really a pleasure to speak to you and have you at the festival.
It's a pleasure being here.
And thank you to all our jurors here and online.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for having us. Thank you. Thank you. شو هلا؟ Sure.
Jurors